This is a quick tutorial on how to properly align your cameras for practice or for recording your swing. Now, the reason it's important to align your cameras correctly is if video is your primary source of feedback, we want to make sure that what we see on the video is actually representative of what's happening in the golf swing. So the two camera angles that we're going to use are down the line, which is the camera behind you going straight at the target, and then face on where the camera is just in front of you looking directly at you. So from down the line, we want to make sure that the camera is in line with our hands, both in terms of height and as far as front to back. So what I like to do is set up to a ball where I intend to hit from, and then make sure that I have an alignment stick lined up directly under my hands. And then what I'll do is I'll set my camera up in line with that alignment stick. All right. As long as that alignment stick is pointed straight, parallel to the target line, the camera should be in a good position. If I line up correctly, and I take my takeaway, we should see, if my club is on plane, that the club is in line with my hands. All right. So if I go, let's say, out here, and now the camera is lined up more with my heels, and I do that exact same takeaway, it's going to look very over plane. So you can imagine that if I am working on shallowing the club, for instance, and I come down on plane, it might look like I'm over plane even when I'm not. That's why camera angle is so important. On the flip side, let's say instead of having the camera aligned with my hands or my heels, I have it lined up straight down the target line. Just the opposite is going to happen. It's going to look very underplane. So let's say again, my problem is I come over the top and I'm trying to shallow it. I might still come over the top, but because of the camera angle, it might look more on plane than it actually is. Now from face on, we can use kind of that same idea. We'll take a ball, we'll line the alignment stick up with it, and then there is where we want to be. All right? So if I get that camera too far in front of me, it might make my ball position look like it's much further back in my stance than it actually is. And if I do the opposite and get that camera lined up too far behind me, it might make that ball position look a lot more forward than it actually is. So remember, camera angle is very important when recording your swing. We want to make sure that what we see on camera is actually representing what's happening in the golf swing.